That is one of my favorite Kundalini Yoga Kriyas. It prevents sore throats and it prevents fever. If you already have both of those, it will get rid of them very quickly. I have been practicing Kundalini Yoga for over 26 years. My name is Valerie Hale. I am the creator of a podcast called Wealth Yoga Wine. Kundalini Yoga for me has been a lifesaver in many aspects. I studied in New York City for about 20 years, going back and forth from where I lived, and also I worked in the city, so it was very easy to scuttle over to the classes. Kundalini Yoga East probably has some of the best teachers in New York on the East Coast. They easily have 50 years of experience, probably all of the older teachers. I actually took a white tantric class when I was studying with them. One day was enough. Holding a position for 62 minutes was incredible, difficult. Then I studied in Hudson Valley because I had moved a little bit north of the city. What blessed me in studying Kundalini Yoga with these teachers is that I could study every morning. I could practice every morning because I learned so much from these specific teachers. I also had several Kundalini Yoga manuals, which were very easy to practice every morning. And for specific situations, if you were having very challenging time, you could easily open the manual and find something that would address your concerns. I believe that Kundalini Yoga is one of the most spiritual yogas to practice. It is over 5,000 years old. It is the oldest yoga in the world. I also believe that Kundalini Yoga is very important for our children. In my podcast, Wealth Yoga Wine, the segment on yoga, now I'm focusing on children because they are growing up in one of the most traumatic times that they have ever experienced in our world. The violence at school is horrendous. The parents yelling at them whether to wear a mask, not to wear a mask, get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. These children are our little gems. I do not have children. However, I do believe that it's important for us to embrace Kundalini Yoga for our children, or any yoga for that instance, but I am a big proponent of Kundalini Yoga. I put on my podcast every week virtual links to classes that Har Prakash teaches and also Guru Jagat. There is also I live in Gulfport, Florida now. There's also a link to a studio called a Yoga Village, and Sundar, I can't remember, Sundar Lube, she has an interesting name. She teaches yoga every Monday, 4 o'clock, specifically for children. And I asked her what she thought was the key to teaching yoga for kids at a young age. She said, foremost, it's fun. Secondly, it gives them self-awareness, self-confidence, mind and body connection. It lowers the drama, no more timeouts in the corner. It teaches them how to manage their anger. Therefore, I believe yoga for children is really a key for parents nowadays, and I talk about it often in my podcast. I have also studied Kundalini Yoga everywhere. I sold French wine for 26 years. I traveled the world. Even in a hotel, if I was sharing a room with someone, I would go in the bathroom for 3 minutes and do the protection kriya. I do not leave home without Kundalini Yoga. I believe that one of the strengths of Kundalini Yoga, besides its spirituality, is they teach us how to have abundance in our life and how to have prosperity, but in a way that has nothing to do with our bank account. It has everything to do with our mind. It has everything to do with our mindset, has everything to do with improving our relationships, intrinsic friendships, and of course, physical and mental health. Therefore, the wealth part of my podcast and all of this I began because I wanted to serve a worldwide community once we were in lockdown. The wealth has everything to do with the mindset, how to take action steps to improve your lifestyle, improve the lifestyle of other people. It is about serving other people. I study with Mary Morrissey, Bob Proctor, Price Pritchett, and these are leaders in the transformation industry. I am just a guide to the experts. I by no means consider myself an expert, but I have studied with them for so long. I always feel on the podcast to share 3 minutes of information and how to take certain action steps to improve your life. The wine aspect is also because I sold French wine predominantly for 26 years. It's a short and sweet segment. It's about drinking responsibly, and it's about food and wine pairing. I was born in Japan, raised in Texas, lived half my life in New York and in other parts of the world. I like to make eclectic food and wine pairings and make it fun. The reason I created the podcast is because during lockdown, I was transferred to Florida a second time. I left my 40 acres and 3 houses in New York about a year before COVID. I told my tenants, I closed my French themed bed and breakfast, which I opened, and I was still working full-time in the wine industry. Kundalini Yoga empowered me with high energy to be able to do very long, tedious hours. I literally woke up one morning and said, this is not the life I want. I told my tenants, I will make sure the lawn is mowed and the rows are plowed, but I'm leaving. I am 65 years of age, and I realized I want to continue to bike as long as possible. I want to swim outside in winter. I want to serve my community, which is what I do with, of course, my podcast, but more to the point, I serve the community via Gulfport Community Garden. I have been a vegetarian for over 40 some odd years. Being able to work in the garden and volunteer provides me with organic vegetables a few times a week. What we all do as volunteers is we choose our vegetables for that day. Then we donate to our seniors. I get to ride my bike and donate the vegetables to the seniors. I sold my car during the lockdown. I was so determined not to go back to the wine industry and work myself to death. I love biking in my community. It has actually been a long time dream of mine. I thought I was going to be living in Europe, however, and not Gulfport, Florida. But it's very healthy. I ride 10 miles a day easily, just doing errands or simply going for a beautiful bike ride. Even when I lived in New York, I served the community. I was a literacy volunteer tutor. Volunteering is a big part of my life. It always has been. Right before the lockdown, I was approved as a big brother, big sister volunteer. So I had a little sister assigned to me halfway through the lockdown. I had already sold my car, but people weren't really being vaccinated. And me being in my 60s, even though I have incredible health, I told them, I don't think this is the right time yet for me to be working with a little sister. However, now most people are getting vaccinated in our community. I have reached out to them and I've told them I would love to have a little sister who is nearby. I can either ride my bike or I can borrow a friend's car. This is so easy to achieve. I would love to take her to our Gulfport Community Garden, teach her how to harvest, teach her how vegetables are grown from a seed into these beautiful plants, and share the bounty with her family. The reason I am so interested in being a warrior with Kiragrace is because we talk the walk, we walk the talk. My values and morals are very much in line with having compassion, having passion about the community, giving in a way that impacts people's lives in a very positive way. Besides helping children in my portion of the yoga, I am now looking to promote women-owned businesses, small businesses, especially in the Gulfport community, because I can walk right up to them and present myself as someone who would love to have them as a unique sponsor. At this point, I am promoting them gratis, and my desire, of course, is to have people become specific sponsors and reimbursing me for promotion. Therefore, that is another big part of my service, is that I want to promote small women-owned businesses. What I really enjoy about Kiragrace, when you look at their website, it is a wealth of information. It's not just about the beautiful yoga clothes which have been sent to me, and I wear them all the time. And I get lots of compliments because they fit like a glove. They fit perfectly. But when you look at the website, there are Wisdom for the Soul. There are the free classes on Saturdays. There's so much information there. Every page has information that I believe is perfect for women who need to feel as though there is a life outside of children, the spouses, the work. It's only this kind of knowledge where we are going to help our children and our women be leaders in the world. And I believe it's very important for us to create an environment for women to become leaders. In conclusion, I believe that Kundalini Yoga is one of the strongest avenues for children to become more self-aware, for them to understand the mind-body connection, how to become healthy, control their anger, have fun. That little Kriya I was doing at the beginning, what child doesn't love to stick out their tongue and pant like a dog? The children classes that I promote are taught by Kundalini Yoga teachers who are certified, and they have been teaching children for many, many years, and they're fun classes. The wealth aspect of my podcast is all about creating lives, the right way to think, the right action steps to take that are based on mentors. Mary Morrissey is one of the most spiritual leaders in personal and business transformation. Bob Proctor's been teaching for, oh my gosh, 60 years. Price Pritchett is quite the man. He is more of a business-oriented teacher, but he teaches something that's called quantum leap strategy, and it's really powerful information. You have to practice it. And lastly, the wine is fun. I don't want to leave my knowledge behind that I studied for 26 years and sold imported wines. I want that to become part of people's lives, to drink responsibly. I created the podcast, of course, to have an impact, positive impact on people's lives. The largest reason though is because my 26-year career in wine and spirits was decimated by COVID. My lovely French-themed inn in Hyde Park, New York, also closed. My mentor said, Valerie, what do you have now that you can create another career? I love public speaking. I love all three of these topics. I know I have a way to help other women and children improve their lives. As I mentioned, I am 65 years of age. I would love for women who get this same age in their 60s to don't believe that you need to be sedentary. There's so much more to give and to learn in this community of being a woman of a certain age. Thank you.